One smoke, two flashbangs here in terms of the CT setup. Three towards Banana, of course. No HEs to use, but Pasha and Neo aggressive, trying to find the first pick. But Season Simple holding towards the T-steps here. Not going to give much away, but Neo all the way towards that Logs position. And they're going to push a little bit further here as well.
Push further, gets between two of them. Where's the fight with Simple? Where's the repush from the player at the bottom of the stairs? It finally gets in as Edward wraps back around to find Bialy. Zeus will eventually get Neo down, but he sat there and had free shots at Simple for a good amount of time before they could respond. They wanted the top of alt mid first. Edward goes back around at Snacks that has to pull all the way over from the B site, join them on A.
Bomb has been planted.
Oh, bomb down, he's not going to have much of a chance. Does have a kit, no armor, smoke as well.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling his chances just yet. Unfortunately, it will be Edward to take him down. Quite the clean sweep there from Navi. A very aggressive approach there from Virtus Pro at the very beginning. We did see three players get towards the bottom of Banana, but mowing them down was Edward. 3 kills for him in total. Zeus and Seized joining in as well. It's quite an interesting tournament. It's the first one since the break, really, and we have got 7 teams here with new rosters since the player break. That's always going to be quite exciting. Obviously, Navi, one of those, Virtus Pro certainly not. This is the longest-standing CSGO roster of all time. Maybe even further than that. It should be up there.
It might be any esport ever. It's almost 5 years. Is 5? I think it's 5 years this fall.
What, this 5?
Yeah.
This 5 people? No. Like, they weren't Taz and so Bialy and Snacks were there at the beginning.
So it's 4 years this fall.
I think it's 3.
No, it's definitely over 3.
Is that? Okay.
Yeah. That's okay. So I think it's 4 years this fall.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, for now, Force 5 from Virtus Pro, CZ's Deagles, and the 5-7 for Neo as well. That has been nerfed, if you will, or modified, I guess I should say. It's better at close range spamming now, but drops off somewhat at range.
Yeah, because I remember a tournament in 2014, the first ESEA LAN I ever did. Unfortunately, Snacks' father got in a car accident just before he was supposed to travel over, wasn't there. That was when they had this exact roster still.
Right.
So that was fall of 2014. That was actually, I think, June of 2014. So that would be more over the 4-year mark.
Oh.
I don't know. Anyway. More on that later.
I'm sure we'll be corrected.
1,000 times.
Yeah. Well, a couple of kills for Flamey there with the UMP. They'll go towards Banana. Why not? But the remaining Virtus Pro players are there. The CZ, very deadly at close range, finds 1 kill, but that's all it'll find. Clean sweep for Navi there. 1 player goes down. That's simple, but looking quite comfortable. Just remember as well, that was the Force Pipe from Virtus Pro, so keeping 4 players alive in those sort of situations is very good indeed. Virtus Pro have to take the full eco now. 2-0 for Navi. Zeus, of course, back in the lineup. Obviously, got a great amount of legacy within the Navi organization. Just won the major with Gambit and left straight away back to Navi. I feel like Navi definitely have the highest skill ceiling, I guess, but it's such a strange concept that he'd win the major, the thing he wanted to do so much, and then he just leave the team. Obviously, there were issues before the major coming into it, so a bit of an anomaly in terms of the route they got, and I doubt they would ever be able to replicate that ever again. But still, quite cool for Zeus to actually pull it off and fall back to his former organization.
Yeah, the organization by which he was home to from 2009 until he was removed late last year. Bit sad, the Gambit story. Could continue with the same lineage, but it's Zeus and Flamey that will continue on into the B site, take down 2 kills, back off immediately. There's no need to walk into the rest of the stack. They've got it figured out. Bomb's way down toward the T stairs, by the way. Zeus is running back. They've already got an A. No one's gone for the bomb. Zeus has got to be a bit careful. 15 HP. He goes down. Pasha now has the line of sight toward where the bomb is, but Simple's there on the AK, and they'll wrap around and just do this on kills. Edward makes sure of it. 3-0 Navi.
So, a couple of SMGs being saved into the first gun round. He's force buying the second there. I think they can potentially bring out an AWP if they wanted to. They definitely could have done, but it would have been a glass cannon. Neo yet to buy armor, so maybe he's going to float with that idea. I don't think he can afford one. He goes for an MP9. Of all the weapons, he had like $4,400. He went for the MP9.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on board with that. You're up against AKs and armor. Fur did it last time, but he carried it over, made it work.
So he went for obviously the incendiary, the smoke, the HE, the kit. They didn't have a kit to work with, so I guess he wanted to boost their chances of winning this round in that respect. But still, Bialy no head armor. He's the only player about it, to be fair, so it's not a huge issue, but they are lacking utility across the board. They have got 3 smokes remaining here, no incendiaries, and a couple of flashbangs to work with here. So I feel like they have to work hard for the first bracket. We'll see what they decide to do. It will be Neo and Bialy, of course, towards Banana. Simple and Seized, trying to obtain some real estate on the map by pushing up towards the top there, nading the corner, pushing any CTs back that could be waiting on the other side.
4 in hand. For Bialy to bait them in toward Neo. If that MP9 is going to work, that's how it's going to have to work. Edward holds next to the pillars.
Yeah, we've got decent mid control now from the Navi side. They still have 4 smokes to work with here. We know Zeus's playstyle. Get map control, slow-paced game, execution, stays that 5-man unit. Sometimes runs the clock out. We have seen that a lot in online play since he's joined the roster. They've had a few rounds time out. But this is looking quite good. Players towards quad and towards the apartments area. Flamey there by himself. Here comes the final commitment. VP to hold.
Oh, Taz so close to seeing above that smoke. Their steps too close. Inches away from being spotted, but they're still lining up. Taz, good damage back through the ends of the hay bales as he falls inside of the pit. Snacks gets the kill on Flamey instead. It's Navi that's going to have to back away. Timeout with only 1 left. Zeus makes the decision to try and save. An AK-47. And VP on the first gun round will pick it up easily as well. All 5 players staying alive.
Yeah, Virtus Pro giving a bit of a lifeline there. Now they'll be able to get the full buy into the next round. Number 5 coming up here. They'll get the incendiaries, the smokes, the HEs. Neo probably stays on the MP9. Don't want to be throwing money away. But here's the opening frag there from Snacks. And then Taz doing a good job. Didn't really see that pressure, I have to say. Once the final commitment came in from Navi, I was expecting more of an execution-based play there. A few smokes deployed, but generally speaking, Virtus Pro not giving a single kill away. They'll actually be in the driving seat, but simple. Did speculate as to how much we would see it. Brings out the AWP in round number 5 here. It's difficult to have any sort of mid-round impact with this weapon. It's great for opening the map up and trying to shut down any aggression from CTs, but once you get to the kind of 1-minute mark, it's difficult to see much more than 1 kill for the AWP. Sure, if they get that 1 kill, it's great, but it's not as kind of weapon you can be the superstar on the T side, and did get a shot there from Simple, doesn't quite connect. It will still be a 5-on-5. Bomb down towards the bottom and middle. Just trying to push those CTs back. Virtus Pro are more than happy to be passive towards middle, or teams like to just set up the crossfires and work as a unit on the A side.
25th of January 2014, this roster started to exist.
Okay, there you go.
You're welcome. I figured that out on my own. Just kidding, Ben tweeted me. Edward, good shot, takes down Snacks. Taz again at the pit. He looks to be the one to anchor it. This time they're a lot closer and know exactly where he is, so Edward finds his second on the way through. Zeus, default smoking in front of the library. Flash thrown through it as well, just to deter Bialy from any future movement, and for forward advance, that is, toward the bomb site. His future movements will all be back away toward B, because M4, valuable. 3 players already hunting down at the bottom of Banana, though, so I imagine this will still go to an exchange.
Big round there from Navi to pick up there. 4 players surviving as well. It will be the harsh reset for Virtus Pro, but they say the 1 weapon they should be able to get a reasonable buy. It won't be perfect, but they have got, average about $3,500. So a buy available, I think this is the round he take a partial though. I think he was going for 5.7s, deagles perhaps, and some body armor. Here's the opening kills there from Edward and co. Actually looking at he's got so much space to work with there. The fact he's not really being pincered in or flashed off or anything there. Quite an easy run towards the A side. Much different story than the previous round. And indeed, it is a little partial buy here. Not even that, I guess. This would be a full eco. A couple of PT-50s and flashbangs, a smoke. That's about it. Neo goes aggressive towards middle. Spotted, though. Down to 74 HP. Takes a shot through the smoke there. They are pushing down towards second middle. 3 CTs here, so a chance to do something. But Flamey ready and waiting. He finds 3 kills, trying to find the 4th, but unfortunately, that'll be Snacks and CT spawn, so not really much he can do with this situation. A nice idea there from VP, pushing down with the smoke and getting 3 players in second middle. They had a flashbang to work with there, so if there was any sort of T presence there, and not hiding in a corner like Flamey was, they might have been able to pick up a kill, but not meant to be this time. It will be 5-1. Great start from the new look Navi side.
New look Navi. Virtus Pro with just Snacks well back inside of the spawn. Try and get a cheeky frag on the PT-50 and pick up a gun. Best case scenario. They're smart, they'll go back and witch the way they came because no need to give away any guns knowing that he doesn't have any investment at all.
Well, they will get a decent buy next round, Virtus Pro that is. Snacks is normally main AWPer on this particular map. Obviously, Pasha usually picks up the team. I think Snacks is a bit of an inferno specialist, especially towards that banana area as well. Very aggressive, likes to go for the first picks and be set up by himself at the barrel position at top of banana. Once he's there, it means they can have 4 players towards that A bomb site. So we'll have a look as to whether that's going to be a possibility. Is the money on the screen right now? Snacks with 3 grand. He'll get 1,900 on top of that. So it won't be the best of buys, but he can bring out the AWP if required. So 49.50. Taz has 6k. He could drop one. So maybe that's the play. So yeah, Taz buys the AWP. Drops it over to Pasha. So they won't be going for that hyper-aggressive playstyle. Pasha would usually AWP towards middle. That's when they want to mix things up. Snacks to get towards the B site. Taz with no armor though. Oh, there it is. Body armor coming in at the end. A few smokes to work up here. No kits. A bit of an issue. Let's see if Pasha can open things up though. Like I said, normally heads towards mid. Won't be going for the T steps pick. Just hoping someone will run past his crosser there as he changes up to second middle.
Pasha backs toward the arches on the AWP, still for Simple. He's waiting in mid for a re-peek. No one will. What it does do, though, him having that angle of that information, just simply holding it, allows Edward and Flamey a bit more confidence outside of Boiler to work into the apartments. No one can enter that doorway and push them back, therefore. At least not so easily, not without wrapping through quad, where Edward now has his stance covered. Navi, you're right, with Zeus back at the helm.
Yeah.
Slow things down.
Oh, for sure. This is his bread and butter. Getting map control, pushing CDs back.
Interestingly, Henry, bread and butter is also rather boring.
Yeah, it is. Quite delicious at the same time.
It depends on the bread and the butter,
Bit
really.
of salt on there.
Garlic?
Yeah.
Garlic bread's not bad. Maybe even get some cheese in there.
Well,
That's what I want, some Navi cheese.
we might have an execution. Not sure about cheese. They're going to be throwing smokes in towards the B site. Molotovs will be deployed as well. Here they come. Flashbangs coming through. Let's see how on point this final play is from Navi. 20 seconds to go. And they will be leading the charge right now. Edward trying to find the first pick.
Good find from Neo, traded by Seized. Smoke boost in play, and they don't check that, but doesn't hit the shots. Bialy has to hit those.
Wow.
Absolutely. Two in front of him with their backs turned. And somehow Simple turns the AWP fast enough. Pasha can't land a shot back in. Second try does get seized. Tagged down to 36. He'll sit in a 2 versus 2 with bomb already planted as well. Flamey and Simple can fall back. Oranges 2 for Flamey. He'll watch the Ruins entrance. Simple, meanwhile, with the AWP, has found himself some space and distance to watch the entrance from CT. So they're confronted on entry no matter what. Simple hits the first. Taz, good trade on Flamey as he baits out off the opening shot from Simple. But it's still the time and the angle in favor of Simple, and he makes it work.
That was such a nightmare situation. As we said going into that round, they had no kits to work with, right? So even if you try and be intelligent with a clutch, it's almost going to be a guaranteed loss of them. Simple, holding the tight angle, hits the first one. 1v1 is almost an instant win at that stage. Here's the first lovely shot, dodges the flashbang, takes down Pasha, then Taz, just knew he was out of it. Touched the bomb, but as soon as he touches it, Simple takes him down. Lovely work, and there will be a technical pause coming in here. I think we've lost Snacks. He's jumped off the server. But 6-1 in favor of Navi.
Snacks called the pause himself before leaving, so... Keyboard still works, Henry.
Oh, what's that in reference to?
Nothing, I'm just saying he called...
Oh, I see what you mean.
know,
right, yeah. I thought I was getting something from the major or something. I was kind of thinking when...
Oh, yeah, we did have
them
it.
by stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, it ultimately was completely irrelevant, but I just thought I'd let you know.
No, it's good. I understand what you're doing now.
Okay.
But Snacks is back on the server. They're saying now we can go. I like this. I like the tournaments where we can see the chat. I think that's where you get the spiciest of insight. You can see what they're talking about, whether they're calling people out. It's good. Some of it not safe for broadcast.
It's true. 99% of it.
But at least I know what's going on. This will be an eco from Virtus Pro. That's not going too well for them so far. They picked up round number 4 for being completely shut down ever since then. So this one will have an HE grenade, some PD-50s, and a deagle for Taz. In terms of the frags right now, Pasha's on 4. He's top fragging after 7 rounds. Not looking too promising as of yet, but UMP for Flamey, he's always been very good at tracking the economy and mowing them down with these SMGs. Like to get up close and personal, of course. Simple on the AWP so far. I said they wouldn't have that much impact on the T-sub. Proving me wrong, looking very sharp, hitting all the shots, and I guess this is the role he's always wanted to be. When he joined Navi,
yep.
You could see when he first joined, right? The double orb setup came out every single time. He wanted to be on that orb as much as he possibly could.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. All right, Taz.
Taz actually messed up, hit the wall on his jump, and then turned around and just took Edward down. That was quite good. Quite bad, but quite good all at the same time.
We get the opening pick. Pasha's on 1 HP. Taz 39, but Simple now picks up the AK-47. Runs in towards quad by himself, and Taz finds another kill. Takes down Seized.
Looking all right with the deagle. Till Simple found him with an AK, having given up the AWP, given the situation. You're exactly right in saying that he did want to play this role. Good find, Bialy. More pistol damage, more to work with. Pasha, corner, 1 HP, Simply found, Simply put down, so too is Bialy. 7-1. But even when he was on Liquid, he loved to pick it up.
Yeah.
And they had Kusta. He even liked to steal it from him at Malmö last year.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the thing is as well, they have to be careful. He's definitely a very aggressive, volatile AWPer. Magnificently talented, don't get me wrong. But in terms of traditional AWPing sense, he needs to have a balance between that really crazy flamboyant style and then kind of reining it in when he has to, like pulling it back on his holding defensive lines, which I'm sure he'll be fully aware of, and we'll see that develop as he continues his time here in Navi. He said this is the organization he wants to stay in for the rest of his career, which is what a promising thing to say if you're one of the Navi owners, having one of the most talented players wanting to stay within your organization.
Yeah, it's quite good. It's quite good. Drop his pay, put it to the test. You can get a discount, is all he said to you.
Well, Pash is back on the AWP, but it's another rough buy him, Matt. 3 players about head armor, and that's bad news considering Flamey's still got that UMP. We have 1 kit to work with here, but we do have the utility this time. Pasha towards quad with the AWP. Backed up as well, player above him, boosted up. I believe that is Taz, it is indeed. And there will be some banana control coming in from the T side for now. Bialy trying to hold them at bay here with flashbangs. Ooh, Simple taking him down. That's an easy frag as well. That flashbang's poor. It's not going to hold anyone off towards that logs area, and now headshot is Neo. They'll be aware. They don't fully commit just yet, but they could just force a rotation and head back towards A.
Neo getting tagged up on 15 is the only one left. It'd be that will force a rotation back toward B, absolutely right, so they can read it and go the other way themselves. The only thing they might have been slightly cautious of was running in and having a crossfire set from an early player on rotation, having the first exchange already gone down, but it's a good read. Back over they go. Snacks will have to try and make his way through CT to rejoin Taz, who's going to try and play in behind a smoke rather than pit. This gives him a bit of an angle if the timing is in his favor, because remember, that smoke dissolves. But he could take down a player pushing through it or catch apartments on the off angle. Back inside of the site, though. Blinded up, spots the headshot, does take down Zeus, and what a shot to find seized. Bomb dropped inside of the pit. You're right, 5 seconds, Simple can do nothing with it. He's got to back off. Neo and Pasha survive. AWP step on either side, but it's the second round for Virtus Pro.
Taz stepping up there, that's what we needed after having that interesting exchange towards the banana area as well. It seemed like Navi had the perfect cue to make their way towards the B site. Opted to fall back here, but Taz mows them down. Much needed frags there from the captain of the side. Time was running down there as well. So Simple, given maybe an extra 15 seconds, could have done something with it. Wasn't meant to be though, but still not out of the woods just yet. Virtus Pro need to start getting multiple rounds in a row here. I'd say 2 or 3 to stabilize their economy with significant wins as well, like keeping 4 players alive. Orb still in the hands of Pasha. Haven't seen that for Snacks yet. I'm sure it will happen. It's definitely a viable double orb map. 2 kits this time to work with. Simple, of course, saving the weapon from the previous round. He has got the AWP to work with here as well. Neo boosted up on first oranges. But it's going to be an A-side attack. No presence towards B whatsoever, Matt. So this suggests that something quite quick comes in. The next 30 seconds, I think they'll make their final play towards the A site. So they've got no one looking towards that banana area.
So set for Smoke's execution. This is kind of cheesy. You're thinking cheesy means like cheesy as in like kids movie? This is what I'm gonna get for cheese from Navi as they walk in. Look at Taz shutting them down, though. Simple gets back into him. And Pasha's already got the information queue relayed to him that they're gonna be wrapping onto the quad. Pasha's able to get Flamey. Simple 1v4, what do you reckon?
Well, they've already called a timeout before he has a chance to win this one, so they're not feeling too confident.
Oof, he's got one.
I think Zeus called it, so it suggests that the execution wasn't exactly spot on. But Simple, still within this one with 30 seconds. Given in, she will take a mile.
I think you could say the execution was quite lackluster because they left quad wide open and walked into it.
They didn't have any flashes or molotovs towards that direction, and just Taz used the old crab walk spray.
Ooh, this could be interesting because does he spot near the boxes? The gun's sticking out from Snacks, who gets the better of him, but nearly found time to do so. A new Taz hat. They finally gave him one that is Virtus Pro colored because he always wore his black one as a good luck hat. He stopped wearing it for a while and was playing terribly, and he brought it back. I said, is that actually a luck thing? He said, yes.
There you go.
So they've gotten him one now.
Yeah, refrag is required there. Taz in the open, the M4A4. Yeah, it's one of the most annoying things about CSGO is being able to crouch and move and spray at the same time, enough with accuracy. But if it's there and it works, you should use it. Taz shows us how it's done. And it will be 7-3 now. Navi still with money available, but like we said, Virtus Pro with the reinvestment still haven't stabilized them. They win this round, breaks the money of Navi, they can finally get some real momentum going in their favor. Pasha's still on the AWP, but it's Taz who's been the standout player for them so far. Sprayed down before towards the apartments area, that previous round towards quad. Looking like he's stepping up today. Number 11, still quite early days. Going to another orb situation here. Pasha doesn't like to commit right towards the T-steps. Looks towards the underpass this time. Can't find anything for it as of yet. And Navi, the previous round, didn't go towards Banana whatsoever. Went for the set piece off the bat. Didn't seem like it really worked in their favor. But for now, smokes down top of B. Neo and Bialy won't be contesting whatsoever. HE's designed to push back anyone in the corner, Orpa for example, but Neo's boosted up. And Bialy's behind the fountain. A standard set up for them. The idea is Neo gets the first kill, drops down. They have tunnel vision toward that first orange position. And at that point, Bialy, it's a really difficult position to spot in towards behind the fountain. And then the idea is they don't really check fountain. He gets a little spray down there.
Edward and Flamey wait toward the apartments with hope that they'll be able to contribute. Either catching off rotations or selling out the fact that they won't be able to rotate ahead of the play. They've already done that. They've already put Pasha through CT, so he'll be over toward B if the bomb continues to head that direction. Simple and seized. The two still in Banana. I think they're going to back because Zeus going over early. Yeah, they leave two there just to get an additional flash and smoke in the site to further sell the fact that they want to go on B. But Zeus going back over early is a tell that they actually want to go toward A. But inside of it, they find Taz and Snacks. Good crossfire set, both going down immediately. Bomb still up in the hands of Simple. It's been re-grabbed, but he's got to get around the corner quick enough. A WP manages one shot. Flamey follows. It gives them a real fighting chance in the round until Pasha gets seized. The information that they're at the arch and no closer will mean they have time to establish a post plant. Good shot. Pasha to beat Simple. Partially blind as well.
Yeah, he got completely blind them and managed to run away with the situation, but Flamey now on the 2 versus 1. Finds Pasha, now it's up to Bialy and Neo. They'll be pinstring him in together. Nice timing from Neo there, coming in for the apartments area. Finds the final frag, and that's what we needed to see there. A few rounds in a row, make it 3 for Virtus Pro. Their money should be in a decent position now, and potentially the first eco here for Navi. Their money will be about $3,000 per player, maybe just over that, about 3,500. Simple can still buy an Orb if he wants to. He's one of the few that has money here. And Pasha on the retake. I have to say, C's going to play that a lot better. In the open towards the arch, if he holds this A-off angle where he can't be pre-fired, or not be in the open when the bomb's down as well, pressure's applied to the CT's retaking. I think he's better off to smooth his teammates there. But still, we do have the force by coming through. UMP, Galil, Proceeds, and Edward. A couple of AK things, he's flaming Zeus without smokes or Molotovs, just flashbangs, and a simple orb. Last buy available for Navi. 2 snipers for Virtus Pro. Neo on the secondary sniper. I did say I thought it would be Snacks at this point. He was very, very aggressive and great, I thought, in Inferno, generally speaking. But Virtus Pro, they like to mix things up in terms of the AWP role. Every few months, it seems. There was a time when Neo was the main AWP for VP.
No denying it. They've certainly flirted with it. Another 3-man release set toward Banana. This time they're actually going to try and establish dominance. Everyone loves a good domination as they push all the way down Banana. Smoke dissolves. They won't sit. They won't burrow in. They just get low enough to confirm no one's down toward the tree or the logs. And then it's back over toward A, and they're going to need to hurry up with it. 3 players going to be playing on the arch side because they've lost Taz inside of the pit. Clean entrance there for Navi, and clean indeed. Zeus is able to get Pasha walking up as top mid now opens up. Snacks and Bialy are going to bail early because money's not great for Virtus Pro. 3 in a row, but they're not exactly in a position to buy in the next round, so have to save every weapon they have to drop out. Pasha, 1950 in the grave right now, so he'll be getting an additional 1,400.
They will save the double orb setup, though, for Neo and Snacks, so that's still absolutely fine. Forcing around this, it's quite common in Inferno just to see a couple of frags come in and you just save on the other side of the map. It means that trying to retake a position like A or B, both of them very difficult. And this T's have all 5 players alive as well. It's very unlikely you're going to win that exchange. And so you kind of just take the more modest approach, allow them to have it. Sure, it's a bit of pill to swallow, but this is what's best for them in the grand scheme of things, Virtus Pro. They'll hold up towards B. No one coming hunting whatsoever. Navi know they need to keep all 5 players alive here, so they upgrade one of the UMPs to an M4. That's for C's. Edward keeps on his Galil for now. But 8-4, they have won the half. Navi now on the T side. Looking very good. Simple with 15 kills, just to note. Zeus returning to the squad, 4 and 6, but he's more there for the brains of the operation. Spy from Virtus Pro with the saved weaponry. Mag 7 comes out for Snacks, and still that double AWP setup, of course. Taz on the UMP.
Double up, as you said, was carried over, but it's down already. Good shot. Simple to start it off. Again, T-sided off for Simple is working.
Yeah.
In part due to, I think Virtus Pro is giving a bit too much leeway to him. Mentioning earlier, lack of flashes to peek him down, and Banana this time they do try and go for a boost to get the upper hand, but he's already established his position and nothing to push him off the corner. Down 2 men now. Last round as well, by the way, when they decided to save and keep those double ops up, which you can't blame them, you can't fault them for having gone down 2 men early. It would have broken Navi's economy. Now they've got problems. Taz has done so well inside of B and getting multiple kills, but with the CZ pulled out late, can do nothing of it this time around. And it's all on to Bialy, who has an M4. He will not, ooh, I say that like, light words. I was gonna say he will not get to one of the AWPs, but he's actually gonna push, and there's one sitting at the top of Banana still, if I'm not mistaken. So he should be able to grab one of them.
We'll see what he can do. I'm not sure whether he'll get the AWP, but certainly weaponry around him. That's Simple, just hitting a nut shot at the bottom of B. We did see the fallen stack towards the CT corner. He hits that shot, and at that point, Snacks pushes towards the apartment of the shotgun. Obviously, he has to be close range. Taken down, it's a 5-on-3. They commit fully towards the A side of the map, and bomb will be planted eventually. There it goes. Would have thought that was already down, but apparently not. Bialy will not be winning this round as he tries to stay alive here. Just lurking towards the banana side of the map. Still got the incendiary smoke, flashbangs, defuse kits. Definitely worth him surviving this one. Problem is now 9-4, last 2 rounds. Harsh reset for VP in terms of the money for the next round. Less than $1,000 per player right now.
I take it back as well, by the way. That AWP was moved from Banana, so...
Probably chucked it over.
I just looked. I didn't see it. It could have been Graveyard. I think maybe picked up and rotated off. They're pursuing him quite heavily, though.
Oh, he got it.
Okay, they found it. I couldn't. I was looking everywhere for it. Bialy waiting. Oh, sees him through the smoke. Slow enough reaction, but still gets the shot. They know where he is.
Oh,
and fancy enough, but doesn't expect the third. And Simple is able to take down the AWP. If he didn't move, he would have got away with it after a nice cheeky no-scope through the edge of the bags.
Definitely worth them hunting as well. Sure, they lose 2 players in the process, but closing sectors now, they've got more than enough to buy. And an AWP, especially in this level of CS as well, give it to a player like Snacks or Pasha, they can force them around that AWP and they can win rounds based on that single AWP. So that's great for Navi to take it down, and this has to be a full eco now for Virtus Pro. If they save the AWP, I dare say they probably force into this one with the pistols and deagles, but for now, gonna have to allow it to go to 10-4. They might win the round, don't get me wrong, but with just PT-50s, no armor, no nades, very, very unlikely. Round number 14. Flamey, once again, on the SMG, this time an MP7, to throw himself into certain situations and choke points, to farm some cash, get some information, take down some unarmored CTs on the other side. There's Zeus to the first frag, those who find Snacks. And this will be an open A site for Navi. Nothing better than that.
Nothing better than that at all. They'll find double digits first half T side Inferno. So Virtus Pro looking flat early continues to be somewhat true now. C's will wait with the AK. Inside of Moto, if in case you're wondering where exactly that is, because if they push out, he'll be able to spot them. Shoulder seen by Zeus. He knows they're now coming that direction, or at least flirting with the idea. And he'll pick up the first kill on Pasha.
Nothing really to report from this round. Taz gets 1 kill with the Desert Eagle. Flamey only had the MP7, so that's not a huge deal. Zeus with his 3rd kill of the round. Taz now with that aforementioned SMG, but it's not even worth really hunting him. You actually got more to lose. The fact he gets $600 extra, but he loses his Deagle and his MP7, had no armor. Money, it's okay for the final round for Virtus Pro. Certainly no all potential here. They have rifles across the board. They did get a spell of 3 rounds in a row, but double digits on the T side, that's difficult to recover from for the Polar squad. Final buy now for Navi. You'll see the Deagles, the CZs, all the nades. And 1 kit for VP. Who would always be the start? I dare say one of those is the smoke player, though. Nading at the very beginning of the round. That's Snacks right now. Nade looks decent.
Yeah, the nade looks decent, but so too is the angle for Simple. He's on 18. Goes back to try and fire through the wall. Hasn't got the angle right, and Simple goes down. Not only that, they walk out, and Neo is able to get 2 for effectively 1. It wasn't a collateral, but this, you're right, is the issue. And Zeus, he said the brains behind the operation, will not let himself get caught off guard. Pasha's going to fight back, though. Bomb goes down. Suddenly, Virtus Pro go from being a man down to having control of the round yet again. Flamey has to clutch back. 1:08 to do so, but he'll go straight in.
He will indeed. A minute to work with here. Smoke, Molotov, HE as well, but he is being pincered. We can see Taz there, who's been stellar so far in the CT half. Coming behind him, Flamey will probably be aware after he drops that smoke as well. I dare say he looks behind him at this point. Here he comes. Just be very careful. What a shot that is. Now he has got full control. Sure, he's low HP, but so is Pasha as well. So bomb up, 35 seconds, and Pasha seems to be aware this could be a possibility. He starts to head back towards CT spawn. But I do give the full advantage towards Flamey for now. Bomb will be planted quad side. And we'll see whether Pasha can do anything about this. He's got no kit, just to reiterate, Matt. So he needs to find his kill very quickly indeed. He's gone back towards B. No.
That's all wrong.
Oh, he was at A
I'm
already.
sorry, Pasha.
It's
I'm
over.
Sorry.
It's done. He still thinks it's gonna be B. When is the penny drop? Ah, there it is.
I'm sorry.
This is
It was leg
it's
day
when we put the
today,
camera on
Pasha.
him, you just see him shaking his head. But no kit. Oh, yeah, he's got a kit now, I guess. So ran all that way. Does get a kit.
Watch him still win this. It's like leg day, I'll show you. Flamey, though, hears him because he has to run. Oh, Molotov bounced too far. He's just going to tap it, but Flamey's a lot closer than I think he expected, and it had to be a desperate call. End of the half, might as well give it a go, but 11-4 it will be for Navi. A great start for this new Navi on LAN. Mind you, Henry, you've seen them in the Pro League. I have not.
Yeah, that's right. They've been up and down. Not looking amazing, but not looking half bad either. It's going to be Simple with 18 kills on the T side, mainly with the AWP. What a shot that was from Flamey to clutch out this round. Missed the Molotov, sure, but managed to make up for it. If he drops a Molotov on the bomb there, it was pretty much game over, but still hit the shot on the low HP player, and it will be 11-4 on the T side of Inferno. Now, I did see in the team chat there was some issues with a PC, so we might have an extended halftime pause here just to work out what the issues are there specifically. But VP definitely got a bit of a mountain to climb now. Don't win the pistol, Matt. Game's over, I'm afraid. But that will be it. They win it, they can grind their way back into the game. But let's talk about the approaches you can have on the T side of Inferno in terms of pistols. Many teams get HE grenades at the start. They'll get 2 of those. 2 players are the best spawns. They'll nade off any aggression from the CTs towards Banana. Then they normally have 1 smoke, sometimes 2, and it depends. It's not like it's fixated on B, but usually if they get a kill at B, they'll smoke CD spawn, go in and get a couple of flashbangs. If they get nothing, and they feel like the CTs have the advantage, they can fall back towards middle, smoke off towards library from the mid area, flash up middle and go towards quad, and then hopefully have the man advantage there. There's the 2 main approaches I've noticed since casting this map. Obviously can just rush B straight away as well.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, absolutely.
We'll see what they decide to do.
I don't love rushing B on Inferno and pistol round. I really don't.
I think it's so scary because you obviously CTs get 2 nades as well sometimes, and you can just run into complete meat grinder in that sense. But it depends. If you have some information, you've watched a lot of their CT pistols, you know they don't usually nade at the very start. You can take the risk and say, let's just rush B. We know they don't nade it.
Yep, I don't disagree at all that it's viable in certain situations.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's scary. I like to bait. You guys go in first. I'll be 4th or 5th.
Well, yeah, like I said, a technical issue here in halftime. Best time for it to happen, I guess. It gives us time just to work out what's going on. And you can see Pasha with the headset off. Yeah, so it's a VP player with the PC issue right now. Just to note as well, if you are just joining us. Oh, go on. Got something?
I'm just trying to figure out who it is. They said VP, but I see a Navi player not in the server. Yeah, okay, so it is a Navi player.
There you go. I think it was C's more like a...
Yeah, he's not in the game, so...
But, yeah, just a note, so everyone who's just joining us and didn't catch the first game here, the coaches can now talk within the freeze time. So there's 20 seconds. They can actually have input. So, like if Cuban, for example, can actually call tactics or give input onto the economy or any sort of trends they've noticed. So look out for that. There's Cuban on the screen right now. See the coach and former player of Virtus Pro. But, yeah, much needed pistol here. Don't win this one, game pretty much is over. But Virtus Pro never give up that easily. They normally give us a show, even when they're down 11-4. I'm sure it'll be fine. They'll recover.
Flamey was obviously a pretty stable addition since he came in sort of in 2015 for Navi, but there was rumors that very small ones that he might be involved in the roster shuffle. We didn't know what to expect with Navi.
I was surprised that C's survived. If I'm honest.
Me as well. I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Just not so much due to any sort of skill,
Yeah.
but more because we know that the internal issues the first time around with Zeus and then some of the stuff that was going on, I thought for sure he was out the door.
Yeah, obviously Guardian going. It's a bit of a blow to lose arguably one of the greatest AWPers in the entirety of Counter-Strike. It's always going to be tough, but you could feel like, I don't know if you saw the Twitter exchanges between Simple and Guardian, that mess.
Yes, yep.
Obviously something that was going on that extended outside the
To be
server.
fair, I saw part of it. I took my vacation as very much time to relax and be away from CS, so I didn't follow everything that was going on. But in fact, most of the roster shuffles I found out from people asking me, hey, what do you think of this? And I go, that sounds, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's my job.
They just seem to have disagreements. Like, it seemed like Simple was blaming Guardian for not attending boot camps and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
of
actually
course.
calling out publicly about that, which I think is a little bit strange to do after he's left the organization. There's no real reason to.
Yeah, no, there's no rhyme or reason for that.
Bring it up
get
once it's done.
Yeah, and once you have issues, but it's much like Nothing said in his little vlog that somehow popped up on my Twitter last night, and laying with nothing else to do, I decided to watch part of it.
Yep.
And he was saying, I could talk about the issues on the team, but leave that with the team. I won't. That's not my place to do so.
Yep.
And that's the attitude I'd like to see. So it's a bit weird that Simple would have taken that to a Twitter dispute.
Well, hopefully we'll get back into it. Yeah, it's a little bit hot up here. Snacks, I agree. Don't wear a flannel shirt. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
A very thick one as well. It's like.
Is it proper? I mean, let me see from my Canadian scale of flannel. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
up
thick.
there. I've got a hunting one that belonged to my grandfather that's really thick, but it's so sweet.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I brought all my nice shirts today. I thought day one, keep it a little bit more casual, get warmed up into it, and see how this develops.
Quite literally warmed up.
Yeah, I had a sweaty mess, unfortunately. Didn't plan it through. But I thought I'd be in Sweden. I thought it could be colder, but no.
That's not really how it works. No. I get your point. I would argue that the UK is probably colder right now.
Yeah, probably.
I was freezing.
We haven't really had a summer at all.
I guess it was a week ago that I was there. Jeez.
Yeah.
Hasn't been that long. 11 days ago? Not even. What day are we today? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Wednesday the 30th of August.
Okay, about 11 days ago.
C's is back on the server. It's 11-4 in favor of Navi. They're looking very good. CT side. We talked about T sides. We'll CT side pistols as well. Usually sending 3 players towards the banana at the very start. You can send 1 smoke down there or HE like we discussed. Usually fighting for the dominance of the B area. It's very valuable in pistol rounds. And CTs can either go straight for it or hold up in the crossfires. I prefer in the crossfires. I think it's powerful. The USPs can be a bit of a mess if you push any further than the car position. Well, you should be good to go any second. I can see some chat coming in here. Snacks just typing dots.
Bunch of Morse code.
Yeah.
That's cheating. He's communicating during pause time using Morse code.
Perfect plan.
Why hasn't anyone thought of that sooner?
Well, that's what I was thinking. We discussed this, I think, with you. And it's the idea of the coach could come up behind you. It's like tap you on the shoulder like twice for fires round.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Why not?
So,
I mean, I think this solves that because freeze time's when he was going to say something or do something like that anyway, right? So I think this brings them back in. The question is, does this break the essence of Valve's intention? I get that the players want it, so it's better. But does this start to be something that the teams... I don't know. We have to see how this plays out. It's one event. It's the Masters. It's not like this is the regular.
I've never been a huge fan of the coach in general. I feel like it's too much of a crutch. I know a lot of the analysts love it and they think it's cool. I just think, for me, obviously... When I was a player, I thought being an in-game leader was such a stressful, difficult thing to do.
It's fun, though.
Yeah, and I understand what we're doing. It obviously brings new careers to CS and adds another layer to it, having coaches that can kind of concentrate on this stuff. But I always thought that in-game leading should be a stressful skill that you have to hone. It only can take a certain type of individual that can handle that. I always thought it was a really important part of CS. But it's still there, of course. It just feels like the coaches... I prefer them to be analysts, if I guess.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I do agree with that completely. No, I think, and I think that the people, that's sort of how the role was invented ultimately, is teams without good leadership looked for someone or sought out someone to help them.
And that's
And
why it
then
went so wrong
through
for
evolution.
Navi, pretty
Yep.
much. And as soon as Zeus left, that's when they changed Valve changed the ruling, and it's just like, well, that's us done now, I guess. It's all gone horribly wrong at this point. And obviously Starix as the coach, he did what he could, but it felt like he offered them as much as he had left, and it felt like they couldn't really work on it any further. But we are in pause. We are good to go. CD side for Navi this time. Win the pistol pretty much guarantees the map for them. Have a look at the buy for Virtus Pro. They've got Glocks across the board, 4 sets of armor, that 1 smoke, and an HE as well. Well, they haven't got any sort of real aggressive play from the CTs either. It will indeed be a headshot, though. I heard that. Edward goes under 38 HP. And they'll be focusing more on default right now.
That was, I think, through the wall. So,
Really?
yeah, that was from the bottom of mid.
From a Glock did that damage?
That's the confusing part of it. I'm a bit staggered to believe, but I think he was reasonably up close. Did I not catch that he was inside a boiler?
He could have pushed towards bedroom.
You're right. Okay, he could have been in boiler because they were spamming as he went by. Yeah. Okay. So you're right. I just glanced because I was watching what Pasha was doing at Banana. Look, sometimes I'm wrong, Henry. That's the point here.
Yeah, it's rare, but it does happen.
Nah, it's pretty common actually. Simple inside of the cubby. They have to check it. Taz is already looking at it, considering it. Good peek from Simple. I thought he was going to get the second as well when he went out for more. Good flash in. He will indeed get a second and finds another on Neo. Bomb goes down. Flash timing is everywhere in his favor. Unfortunately, bullets are not. The reload easily cost him what would have been a fourth, but he's still done his job.
That was so sick from Simple. How did he survive for so long? 3 kills. Flamey gets the 4th as well. It's Piali with 9 HP. Does get a headshot in return. This isn't done just yet. Might be able to get a plant here as well as he races towards the B site. It will be Edward to stop his cross though. There's only a flashbang available. We'll have to throw that CD spawn surely. Here it comes. Throws it in. Flashes himself. He just wants to get a plant here. He knows he probably can't win the round.
Yeah, that's all he wants is the money for his team. He might get that down. In fact, he will. So that's job done. Edward gets the kill, but you're right. Question is, do they buy here or not?
I think they do. With 3 kills and the bomb down, I would say you probably do it. You can obviously go for the AKs in the third. There's like both options are viable. Maybe the AKs more so in the third. But if you want to win this game, I think you need a bit of luck right here. Right now. That's okay. So it was an HE match. So he saw crossing over.
And then he got hit.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because I thought it was
a headshot
there.
here. So,
yes, exactly.
So it did happen. So he took the majority of the damage from the HE grenade. Then got a headshot probably for like 15 damage through that wallbang.
Yeah,
I'd imagine.
Well, that's because I was I didn't catch the HE then because I was very confused as to how that would have done that much damage as well. But there you go. It's answered its question.
Okay, I didn't realize you could do that with a Glock. You could even wallbang that. That's like paper then.
Yeah, it's super thin.
Yeah.
It was used quite commonly in the
they force
game in the major. They have force bot indeed, and Pasha's got a kill. Simple will now know that they have force bot, but Pasha was the only one with an AK. He's gone down in Banana. They're going to want to get that gun back quickly. Smoke covering it. Just going to double check in my version of the in-game camera that I've got if that gun actually went. It did, so it's on the inside of the smoke. So even if they grabbed that, yes, they would get away undetected, but they would know if it's picked up, depending on whether or not they want to get aggressive to spot it, which Flamey has done, at least for the moment being. Yeah, and it's left, so that's a bit of a problem. Deciding to use timing rather than firepower and leave the gun down. Taz, good trade. Deagle shot onto Zeus. They've got to get closer to Seized, who goes down. Taz trading again. But bomb is dropped, and he is alone. Force buy's not going to amount to much. It's going to go 13-4 for Navi.
Yeah, that was the big round. They had to try and bring in their favor Virtus Pro. It's looking a little bit rough out there for them right now. Have taken a give here, 13-4. Navi will be in touching distance of winning this best of 1. It can be a little bit... Oh, Snacks is brought up. Okay, he didn't buy up into the previous rounds. He's got an AK head armor. But the rest of his teammates with almost nothing. There's like 2 Glocks there, a P50 and a Deagle. So Snacks has to go on an absolute mad one this round.
Oh, good shot, Edward. Taz down. I would have liked to see him pick up the gun in the last one and try and utilize it on the way through. Especially where Taz was able to get trades, but you're right, he has to go on a mad one. A mad one! Oh, he tried, but then realized he got caught out, and they've just given themselves up. Don't drop into that alleyway. You've got an AK and a Deagle waiting for you. If you do, smoked off instead, then by Seized. Okay. Not that that matters other than funneling them back out the other side.
Trying to throw it around, it seems. Never seen anything like that jumping to the end pass, and you know he's got an AK in there. But still, Snacks making this force by work, but Zeus takes down Neo. Now 2 versus 1. But Snacks known as one of the better clutches in CSGO. 29 HP. Here's towards the A side, but the bomb is down at T-steps.
It's just enough of an unorthodox position round that he could make this work, though, because they're not going to... Okay, he's making noise. Because they're not going to expect him, and that's when Snacks is almost at his best, because he can be sneaky. Sees, though, best sim puts Navi onto 14-2 to go for them to find almost as big of a victory as SK got over Booties. I'm going to stick with that. I like it.
Yeah, they've got to play over North or Cloud9, so they might not be in the tournament for too long, so enjoy it while it lasts.
Optimistic Henry, of course.
We'll see what happens with them as that tournament continues. It will be the first gun round here. As you said, Snacks forced by in the previous means he's just on the pistol for this one. The nerfed Tech 9 as well. It's very good at range and tapping these days, but not so much running gun potential. So we are seeing it brought a lot less. I've been obviously casting Pro League since the CZ is the most prominent pistol at the moment, actually, along with the Deagle, of course. But we'll see where this works out. We Simple back on the AWP, had a great game so far, 21 kills after 18 rounds as he has full control of the B site. His team is full back to have the 4-man stack and the crossfires enabled on the A side of the map.
Edward, the M4 wants to try and work his way back inside of the apartments. Take back some ground by which Virtus Pro is claiming quite a bit of it. Top territory at mid. They can start to use that to their advantage.
What happens here? I think that smoke was designed to go towards the arch. They missed through it, smoked themselves, had to run through one by one.
And got wrecked.
And got wrecked. There's the smoke everyone's been doing recently. He bounced it off and it like goes beneath the little, it's really hard to describe, this little balcony area. And it goes in right in towards the arch. He smashed it off that and it landed here. I'm telling you, Matt.
I know, I get it. It's fun. It's fun. I love the visual. You're very descriptive. Everyone knows
so you can see
exactly.
right now, I think that's
the green doors at the top, that balcony.
They definitely threw a smoke that was supposed to go in towards the arch and then sees, couldn't believe his luck. They're running through one by one. I think it's a bit of a panic call at that point. It will be 15-4. And Galil's, Deagle's, a Mac 10. It feels like this one's done. Virtus Pro, a few decent rounds in the first half. Had to win the pistol here in the second. Forced board a few times, but it hasn't worked out for them. Now they find themselves with CZ's, Deagle's, Galil's, and a Mac 10. First kill does come in their favor though, but Flamey quick to reply. It's Neo on 1 HP with that Mac 10. He gets taken down. Flamey with a double frag and the man advantage as well. Ops in the hands of Simple. And in terms of the bomb, that's down his second middle. Pasha with the Deagle. Watching the banana here, but this has been a little bit disappointing. It seems we built this up to be a very competitive game, a playoff sort of matchup here. It should have been, but Navi running away with it. Chad was hopeful that they could turn out today Virtus Pro.
Listen, I put my money on them, but the thing is I actually don't have any money, so I didn't lose anything.
Well, there you go, so you're fine.
Well, you know, no worse off than I was.
50 seconds remaining. I really don't think much will happen here, if I'm honest. Good approach from Navi. 2 players on A, 2 on B. Crossfire set up. Wait for them to make the next move. You know they haven't really got much to work with here. Run that timer down. Force them to commit to something a little bit uncomfortable. Less than 40 seconds now. They'll just walk in towards the A site. Unless they get a really clean opening kill, very unlikely this happens. It will be Edward with a cheeky little angle here, trying to get the first pick. Oh, nails it, drops the bomb as well. And that should be the round.
Decent play. Bialy, as he backed off, though Edward gets caught out by him, but he's going to be caught out in the middle of 3 players. We're going to go 16-4, surely, for Navi. Bialy doing what he can, putting down the bomb.
Yeah, a vain attempt, but they are low HP. I won't completely rule them out of it just yet. As the smoke is deployed, they'll bide their time, make sure they're going together. And there it is. Through the smoke, Flamey gets the final shot with the AWP. 16-4 is the scoreline here in favor of Navi. Virtus Pro just haven't shown up here at all. They had a few decent rounds, 3 in a row on the CT side, but it wasn't really quite enough. After losing both pistols as well, they felt like Navi, decent performance all round. And Virtus Pro has had some decent attempts. He got 15 kills, but he was the only one that really stepped